Okay. Now, we're going to get to the question. Dana, why haven't you been married?
I think it's a mixture of things. I think it's wrong choices, giving people too many chances.
Looking for men 6 feet tall.
Well, yeah, sometimes. Yeah, in my 20s, it was like that. I think it's a number of things, and then sometimes I just think it's divine order. It may not just be my time. So it's a mixture of things. I can't necessarily put it on the guys because I've dated good men. So I've dated good men. We can bleep that, but just different kinds of guys. So I don't think it's necessarily my fault or the guy's fault. I think it's just a mixture of timing and my choices.
Okay, Tasha, same question. Why haven't you been married?
I've not been married because I've not been married. I mean, I think it's not necessarily something you can go in the store and just buy.
But have you been proposed to?
Of course.
Let me change that then. How many proposals? Let's get to that.
Once, but whether I took it seriously or not, a whole nother ball game. Got the ring and all that.
And you kept it or you gave it back?
I still have it. However, I think timing, as she mentioned, is definitely a factor in where you are in your life. This took place in my 20s when I was in college. Okay. So, my idea of marriage then versus my idea of marriage now, two totally different things. But if it was a situation where I could choose to get married tomorrow, then that would be completely different. So I don't think that's anything that anyone can answer with a definite response.
Okay, I give you that one. I give you that. Keisha. At this point, what finally, I know you back from the clubs and everything, just shaking.
Why we gotta talk about the club? Good.
Okay,
I still go to the club.
Okay, Keisha, what made you come to the point where you said, okay, I will get married?
I don't think anything made me come to the point where I decided I will get married. I think that throughout your life, you always are constantly looking for something instead of stopping and saying, Lord, you know my heart, you know my will, you know what it is I need. People are saying, oh, I need somebody 6'4", or I need somebody with this bank account, instead of saying, Lord, when it's my time, bring the right person into my life. And I think that was the mistake that I made. And when I changed it and said, bring someone into my life that is good, someone that I need and someone that I want. And when I did that, it all fell into place. And it might not fall into place today or in your 20s or tomorrow. It's your time.
Awesome.
Okay, awesome. Okay, April, let's get to you've been married. So are you open to be married again, or how long have you been divorced, and why haven't you been married since your divorce?
I've had several proposals since my divorce. However, when I got married based upon what my upbringing was spiritually. I come from a long line of pastors and preachers and all this good stuff, and they taught us if he's a man of God, and he has certain I's dotted and T's crossed, and he's a good man, that marry him. Well, with that mindset, I went into a marriage that I was not supposed to be in, not realizing that they didn't teach me chemistry, and compatibility plays a huge part. So I married a man that I love, but I was not in love with. So going back through my life and dealing with all of the other hidden issues and things that came out after the divorce, I realized once again that I married the wrong man based upon one-sided teaching. So now, once you get yourself together, you get yourself right, and I've had, like yourself, had a lot of guys come through and still coming through trying to put a ring on it. However, when you get yourself together, you realize when you have options, you don't have to jump at every option that you have, especially when you have quality options. So from there, it's like, okay, April, your thing is when you get with someone, purpose has to happen. If I am with you and purpose doesn't happen, or when we get together, whatever we're destined to do doesn't start to happen, you're not the one for me, because I believe man and woman come together for a purpose, and there's a purpose in you guys being together, not just you cute, I'm cute, and we like each other. So with that, purpose has to happen in order, whoever you're with. If it doesn't happen, you might be with the wrong individual. So for me, I have choices now.
Okay, being said that, let's get to this. What are your thoughts on premarital sex?
I don't have premarital sex. Have I done it? Yes, I have. Since I've been divorced, and once I got an understanding of soul ties, and once I got an understanding of everybody that you lay down with, you're laying down with the same people that they're laying down with. And I used to wonder, why is it every time, I remember a time, this guy that I was dating, and we slept together, and every time I would always feel depressed, I'd be crying and all that stuff afterwards, because whatever he's got in him has been transferred. So now with him dealing with his depression and suicidal thoughts, now I'm dealing with it, and I'm like, well, what is wrong with me? Something got to be wrong. So I ain't gonna preach for y'all today. I'm not gonna preach, but that's my reason. I do not partake in premarital sex. I just, because I understand all the other stuff that comes. It ain't just us getting our groove on and we got needs. It's a whole lot of other stuff that comes with that.
I'm gonna add something to that at the end. Okay, Dana, what are your thoughts on premarital sex?
I think it's wrong, but I do it.
Amen. She's honest.
I just feel, it is hard. It is so hard when you are dating somebody and you can't touch them. You can't do nothing. You just can't do anything. And so, I can't say that it's an easy battle. For some, they're stronger in that area than I may be. But,
Fellas?
And it also has to do with who you date.
Okay, hold on. We got it. Tasha, what are your thoughts on premarital sex?
I think it's up to the individual to do what works best for them. I don't have a hard and fast rule for anyone other than myself. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not necessarily against it because I just pretty much go with what I think is best for me in that particular situation. Now, I'm not a slower. I don't do a whole bunch of different things with different people.
Just one.
But I just think it's an individual decision. And you have to do what works best for you, be it your conviction with your religion, spirituality, family, friends, what have you.
Okay, Keisha, most of your girlfriends that you hang with, that you used to hang with, you probably got rid of them. What do you think about premarital sex, or their thoughts that you experienced or you watched them? Have one too many drinks, maybe.
I have a 16-year-old daughter, and I would never be able to look at my daughter and say, hey, do as I say and not as I do. I think that it's a personal choice. I think that you definitely shouldn't just go around sleeping with anybody just because it feels good. It feels good every time you do it, but it might not be good for you. But I definitely think it's a personal choice, and if you decide to do it, just make sure that you do it correct. You know what you're getting into, and determine if that person is worth what you have to offer.
My perspective, I believe you got to have premarital sex. I mean, unless you're a virgin. Now, if you're a virgin, it's something totally different because you don't know what to expect. But once you break that ice, it's like buying a car. You done drove this Honda, so now I know what kind of car I want next time. You know what I mean? I want something bigger. I want something to ride a little smoother. But once you break that ice, I think if you don't have premarital sex, and it's just my opinion, that you might get into something that you may not like.
So how many Hondas are you going to drive?
I mean, really.
Oh, she's trying to flip this question. No.
I'm just asking
Okay.
because
No,
you can
no.
say, yeah, you got to test it out before you go into it. But if that's the case, suppose you determine that you're never going to get married. How many Hondas are you going to drive?
And what if it got a bad engine in it?
Exactly.
Okay, but that's the good part. You find out about that bad engine ahead of time. You know what I mean? Before you get into it.
You might find out about that engine in
Hold on, but what I'm trying to say is,
though.
Keisha, what I'm trying to say is,
and
no,
child
I'm not
support.
sleeping
Yeah,
with
you
everybody, but yes, I am going to sleep with my mate before I get married to them. I will tell you that, because sexual chemistry to me is about 70%, maybe less for some people, of the relationship. from a man's perspective is what she's trying to say. But from a lady's perspective too, because y'all be like, where it's at? I'm looking for something. Is that it?
But you know, I think men and women need to become more choosy with who they sleep with if that's what they're going to choose to do.
As a woman, hey, this guy is showing interest in me. So what can I do to show him that I'm interested in him besides answering the phone and maybe going out to eat? Because women go out to eat with guys that they're not even interested in, you know what I mean? Just to get a meal. So, you know, what is it that you do?
If we're planning on going, if it's a possibility that we can go beyond dating, courtship, and possibly marriage, I think I have to prove to you that I can be the woman that you need just as much as you have to prove to me that you're going to be the man that I need. And that, you know, that can be as far as supporting you, that can be as far as, and I'm not talking about financially, I'm just like.
Yeah, because we know from a woman's perspective, what's yours is mine and what's hers is hers.
Supporting you, adding to your happiness, because, you know, I feel there's a certain thing a man should feel appreciated, and he should feel a level of respect, and I feel like I should come along and bring that respect and bring a certain level of love. If we're just courting, I don't think I should give all of my love to you because we haven't got there yet. We can't make married decisions and we're not married. So, you know, I think mostly with men it's more mental. So, you know, as a woman, I have to add that, you know, calling him and see how his day was instead of just expecting him to always do that for me. Sending him that text message to let him know that I'm thinking about him, and or even just saying something as far as, you know, just looking forward to our next date. Taking an initiative. Sometimes I can pay for the date. He doesn't necessarily always have to pay for the date.
Bingo. Okay.
You know, and different things. I know when I've dated guys with children, since I don't have any children, I try to, if I've met his children, I try to include his children in on some things that we do so that you'll know that I'm not just expecting just you. I'm expecting you as a package. So it's certain things I feel like as a woman, it's my responsibility to prove to you that, you know, eventually I can be that person, your support, your wife, or whomever, whatever you're looking for.
Yeah, if I'm dating someone, guys are expected, if I'm dating someone, you're correct. Guys are expected to take you out, they're expected to open doors, they're expected to do various different things. Sure. What is a woman supposed to do?
Be herself.
Oh, no. Okay, elaborate a little bit more. Am I getting massages or something? Do I get my slippers when I walk through the door or something?
That's an individual, I guess, a question for an individual to answer. Every woman is different. And most women, well, not most, but some women like to dote on their guys.
We want to know about you.
I'm trying to be general here because...
We don't want to be general. We want to know about you.
Well, for me, as far as dating is concerned, are we talking about when I first meet him or if we are in a committed relationship?
A committed relationship.
Well,
hold on. We're going to start different levels.
Okay.
We first dating. You're going to take me out the next time I take you out? I'm just curious.
Well, I like courtship.
Meaning?
So, that might
more.
mean that you're calling me to tell me that you thought about me today. You're doing something, maybe surprising me with something because you realize, oh, she likes cookies from the cookie factory or something to that effect to show me that you have a general interest and you're being consistent.
After 2 months that went by and he's done this, okay. I'm like, man, what's
so I'm gauging whether he respects me, whether he appreciates me, how I feel when I'm with him. Are we compatible? Are we enjoying each other's company? Does he have his own life, and how is he balancing having me around and his friends, his family, what have you?
Okay, that's the last question I have for the ladies, but I'm getting some feedback from the audience. We're gonna start with Brian.
You've been waiting all day.
First of all, I'm gonna say, I'm an older guy. I'm old school, and the simple fact is, I do all the wine and dining. I'm gonna treat you like a queen. I cook, I clean the yard, I iron your clothes.
He putting in a plug, I think. Hold on. I think he putting in a plug. This ain't baby face up in this thing.
What I'm saying, the tendency that I'm having with dating, I mean, you sit up there saying that on the panel that, you'll take a guy out I'm looking for that call. I done took you out. I called you. I checked on you, see how your day going. I'm looking for that phone call and say, hey, baby, what you doing? I'm getting off work at 8. I'm taking you out today for dinner. It's on me. Hey, baby, what you doing? I'm taking you out. It's a movie. You never get that. Women always waiting for the man to make the move. We tired of making the move. Show us some love. No, for real. Show us some love. If you out with me and you ain't getting that vibe, the type of brother that I am, you missing out then. Because I know I'm a good brother.
Hey, you got his number going.
For the panel, let's say I make $200,000 a year, well educated, my own business, credit score 700 plus, whatever the highest it can be. I drive a, I guess, Bentley, whatever the case may be. I can take you anywhere you want to go, skiing in the Swiss Alps, Jamaica, the Bahamas, whatever.
Ladies getting hot in here.
Yes.
But I refer to you as a BICTH.
Whoa.
Am I still good?
Are you doing it in front of me?
Oh my God.
I'm assuming if you can hear me now.
Yeah, so we wouldn't be around each other.
So
very
that
much.
cuts out everything.
It cuts it all.
Now I'm a truck driver. I make $60,000 a year, minus income, but I don't refer to you as that. Am I good now?
You're good, but I'd be concerned about the amount of time we're spending together. You're gonna be on the road a lot.
No, I'm home throughout the week.
I want to go on
This is
some
why
dates.
my issue with your scenario.
He's UPS.
What I'm saying is, a lot of guys, when they make that income and they have that power, they tend, well, that's it. They tend to think they have that power over you. With someone, me, is I'm a little more modest because I'm more on your, probably your financial level. What I'm just saying is we read too much into money. Am I right?
Exactly.
Money
That's
is
the
true.
point.
That's
We're
true.
reading too
Minimum
much into
respect.
money as
The
opposed,
respect
like you
is still
said,
at the
getting to
top
know
of the
each
list.
other.
Well, my biggest question is like, what's the biggest challenge as far as dating? What has been the thing that I'm sure each of you ladies have been on a date recently or in the past? What's the biggest challenge that you've seen? What's your challenge?
Consistency. Consistency. What I found is, men will start off here, then they go to here, and then they go here, but yet they expect you to keep your excitement about them here. And it's like, but you're not consistent. And I think what men don't get with women is we love consistency across the board. To get to our hearts a lot of time, it's that consistency showing, okay, he's not gonna fall off. Most of us as women we grew up with wanting security. Security comes from consistency.
But keep in mind, consistency started from here. He got paid on Friday. Saturday, it's going down a little bit more. Next week, Wednesday, you know what I mean? Then he's counting the payday again. That's when the consistency is going to kick right back in.
Whatever it took to get her, you got to do.
What consistency are you speaking of? Like Friday dates every Friday? You
Consistency and behavior.
Yeah.
Consistency and behavior.
And what you say.
And whether they've got money or not, you can make a lot with what you got, and you can show me that you're interested.
Right.
You can
Right.
court me and do a variety of things. You don't have to ball out all the time.
Yeah.
But it's the behavior
And
that
actions.
that switches. You might be blowing up my phone at the beginning, and then next thing you know, I'm going with, dang, he usually
I
calls.
want to chime in on that and say that my biggest issue has been expectation. When you go out with somebody, if you expect a certain thing, then you already set a standard for what that person is giving you. If you expect that a woman is going to sleep with you on the first date, well, then you already have an issue with the person that you out with, because if she has it in her mind that this is not the level we're on, you can call her from now until tomorrow and she's not going to answer, because So expectation to me is the biggest issue with guys that I've seen.
G-Man had a question. G-Man said, if you meet somebody, he's recently divorced. He's starting all over. Got to get an apartment. You know what I mean? His clothes might be burned up from the disgruntled woman. Are you going to date him? You know what I'm saying? Would you give him the opportunity?
First of all,
No furniture.
No, but
keep in mind.
I guess the question would be: is he ready to date? Yeah. Have you gotten over all? Because that sounds like fresh stuff. If you ain't got no clothes, you ain't got nowhere to stay. That sounds like fresh stuff. So my concern would be: have you healed from what you just went through? Versus what I date you, are you over that? I think would be.
Well, he
a good
needed
question.
at least a new bed or something to sleep on a couch. Help a brother out. You
But
know what I mean?
that's what I'm saying. If this is fresh, then yeah, he might need all of those things. So once again, it goes back to it's not even about that. It's about you as the individual.
I have called a man one time and asked him how his day was. And at the end of the day, he called me and asked me what was I expecting out of him, just because I called him and asked him how his day was. So I don't, my whole thing is just as much as you want me to give you a chance, give me a chance to be that good woman that you say you want. Don't, automatically come at me and be like, well, I've had chicks, use me for my money and da-da-da-da-da, but that's not me. So just as much as you want me to let my guard down and let you be the man, then let me be a woman to you, period.
Okay.
Quit being bitter.
Okay, we got Tyrese gonna chime in one more time. Okay.
I just wanted to comment on consistency. A lot of times you see the levels. Do you think that maybe the levels change not based on what the guy is doing or what the guy's thinking, but in the response that he gets from you?
Yes and no. You have to think about this. On addition, that you're correct. But if you poll a lot of women, white, black, Asian, doesn't matter, that's still going to be a huge issue amongst women, is that men are not consistent, but yet they, for instance, one of my clients, she was like, oh, he was calling and he was all over her, everything was great. He went the levels, but then he popped back up like, hey, how you doing? Like, everything is supposed to be cool. And it was like, she told him, she said, the things that you did to get me interested in you, I don't have those feelings anymore because you were not consistent.
But a lot of times when it comes to consistency with guys, unless they're receiving that back, yeah, they're gonna fall off. You know what I mean? Unless you're giving that back to them, I'm calling you, and you're like, yeah. And then the moment I stop, oh, it's a problem now. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? Let's be real. A lot of times when we start dating, we're dating more than one person. So more than likely you're getting all that attention because he may not have anybody in the roster right now, but he picked somebody up tomorrow, and so you're not getting all that time.
Because of something that you're not giving back to him. That's why.
But my whole thing is we have to be open-minded.
That's expectation.
But there are guys that want that from everybody. They don't just want it from you. So you may not get it from them, even though you did get excited and you were consistent back to them. It may not be your time.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. We had a fantastic show. I want everybody to give it up for the panelists. I didn't agree with everything they said, but we're going to take it and we're going to learn from it, and hopefully we can build something together. Find me at Mr. He Got Game fan page and www.mrhegotgame.com. Ignore the rest of the guys that spoke because it's my show. Until next time, it's game time. Mr. He Got Game.